Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another fantasy football mock draft. Today's video is a 10-team PPR from pick 4 for one of my subscribers slash commenters named Jackson. So, it's a 10-team PPR, like I said, from the 4th spot, and the roster settings are 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wideouts, a tight end, flex, kicker, defense, and 6 bench spots. It says 5, but if you go down here, the website is kind of fucked. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bench spots. So let's get right into it. But before we do that, I'd like to ask you guys, could please go down below on the video and click that subscribe button, because if you click that subscribe button, I'm gonna give you the tips to win your draft. You're gonna want to win your draft, but once you win your draft, you got to keep watching, because you want to make the correct waiver wire decisions during the year. You want to make the correct start sit decisions, correct trades and all that stuff. So when you subscribe, you're gonna be getting all that type of content, and it's free. So you ain't paying for shit. So it is the fourth pick of the 10-team PPR draft. So let's begin here. The first pick, CMC, followed by Saquon Barkley, and then Ezekiel Elliott. So basically, I hate the 4 pick in a PPR, or I hate the 4th pick right now completely, because right now Ezekiel Elliott has yet to sign that contract. He has yet to come back and tell Jerry Jones that he's coming back. So since he's yet to do that, it's very hard to pull the trigger on him at the 4th pick. So then I'm stuck with either DJ normally, or DeAndre Hopkins, or Devontae Adams at that 4th pick. But right here, Alvin Kamara fell to us. Now, it could 100% happen that Alvin Kamara falls you here, because the person that's at 3 just believes that Ezekiel Elliott will be the number 1 in fantasy because he's going to sign back with the team, come back with the team. Even though I do believe that's going to happen, right now it's way too risky, in my opinion, to select Ezekiel Elliott at the 3rd pick. I'm just strictly avoiding him right now, in my opinion. But we don't have to worry about that because he's not here, so we'll just go with the easiest pick of Alvin Kamara here. I don't even think I have to talk too much about Alvin Kamara, because everyone knows how great he is. So after we went Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Hopkins went, followed by Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Michael Thomas, James Conner, Odell Beckham Jr., Todd Gurley, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon. So let me talk about a few things here. Now, no team went with the coveted 2 wide receiver strategy that you see typically with the last 3 picks. The 8, 9, or 10 typically can string up a pretty good start to the draft with 2 wideouts. This guy could have had Michael Thomas, Odell Beckham. There could have been Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill. Combos like that are entirely possible in a 10-team draft, or 12-team draft, or 14 draft, getting these 2 wide receivers to start off your team with. But it did not happen. Now, following Tyreek, Todd Gurley went, who's a guy I like to avoid due to his injury risk. Now, he already has that knee arthritis, so that's obviously something to worry about. And then he also, that with that knee arthritis, that pretty much means every couple of weeks the man may just not be playing. He may be in a game, you think he's all good, and then he gets 3 fucking touches. Pretty much plays like he did in the Super Bowl, so that's why we're avoiding him. Dalvin Cook, I like to avoid. Now, in a 10-team league, maybe I'm willing to pull the trigger on him, because I know that my later round picks are going to be better, but I like to be completely safe, and I don't trust a guy who's kind of has been injury prone for his pro career so far. So for that reason, we're avoiding Dalvin Cook, and now it's our pick at the 2-7, and we're going to go with the best player available on the board. Now, typically, I like to go for that coveted 2 running back strategy right at the beginning. 2 hard hitting running backs back to back. But at the exact same time, at this spot, I believe that there's a tier breakoff after Juju, because I don't really want to draft Antonio Brown, in my opinion. I just don't really like AB all that much. He kind of worries me a bit too much, whereas I think Juju is safe. He could be a top 5 option because of this, strictly for the amount of targets he's going to get. AB left the team, so he's going to be catching some of those targets. Even though Juju was getting targeted so heavily last year, I believe that will continue into this year. I believe he will be the wide receiver 1 on the team. Well, he is obviously the wide receiver 1, but I believe he could play as the wide receiver 1 on the team. A lot of people don't believe he could do it. They think they're going to miss out on AB. They probably will end up missing out not having AB, but it's fine, because in fantasy that doesn't matter. So we're going to go with Juju here. After we went Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce came off the board, followed by Damian Williams, Keenan Allen, Antonio Brown, and Mike Evans, and then Nick Chubb. So now it's our pick. Now this guy made it easy, because we probably would have went Chubb there, but that's fine. Melvin Gordon is still available. Now, I like to avoid Melvin Gordon due to the fact that I don't know if he's holding out or not, what he's doing. His whole situation is a straight up clusterfuck. If you want me to explain it more in a video, I could make that video for you guys, but pretty much he may hold out 8 weeks because after 8 weeks, if he just reports, he'll count this year towards his contract and he'll be able to get traded next year freely and not have to worry about the team. Or either that or they're going to give him the contract now in the offseason during preseason, I guess, or they're going to wait for a few weeks in to give him a contract. So it's very confusing. And unless he's already signed, put the pen to the paper, I ain't touching him in the third round, fourth round, anything like that. I'm just going to avoid him. So I'm gonna go with the best running back available, and I do like Aaron Jones. I do like Marlon. I like Marlon Mack, and I like Kerryon Johnson. Now, this is a situation I'm always stuck with in the third round. If I'm at the beginning of the draft, do I want a guy like Kerryon, Mack, or Jones? Do I want Jones's PPR upside? Do I want Kerryon, who's gonna have PPR upside, or do I want a safe pick in Marlon Mack, a guy I know is gonna be running the ball a lot, a guy I know is on a high-powered offense? So we already went with two very safe picks. So I want to go with a higher upside pick, and I think On is that super high upside. He's going to be involved in the passing game. And you may say, Nick, why is he going to be involved in the passing game? Because Detroit and their owners decided to say, hey, Theo Riddick, you can go fuck yourself. I'll send you packing to Denver, I believe is where he signed. So he said, get the fuck out of here, Mr. Theo Riddick. And On Johnson is now going to be the one catching all these passes. And I think that Kerryon Johnson started strong last year until he got hurt, and I think he's going to rebound this year and play great again on a better Lions offense. So we're going to go with Kerryon Johnson. After we went Kerryon Johnson, Pat Mahomes went, followed by Melvin Gordon, Adam Thielen, Devontae Freeman, Zach Ertz, Aaron Jones, T.Y. Hilton, Josh Jacobs, Marlon Mack, Brandon Cooks, Leonard Fournette, George Kittle, me Timbers. So, first quarterback off the board here at the 3-5. Typically, Pat Mahomes does go in the third or fourth round of these mocks. But when you think about it in your at-home league, depending how serious it is, Pat Mahomes may be someone who's being picked in like the first or second round. So you have to be wary for that. If you're typically targeting Pat Mahomes in the third round, if you get that value out for Mahomes in the third, I personally don't. But if that's something you've been targeting in these mocks, if you're on this website, then you may be surprised when someone pulls the trigger in the first or second round. And the big three tight ends, Kelsey, Ertz, Kittle, all gone before the fourth round comes to a close. Like I always say, that pretty much happens every single time. Kelsey could go in the first round. Beginning of the second round, pretty much is when he's gone. He's always gone by the end of the second round. And then Ertz and Kittle follow soon after, typically in the third and fourth round. So now it is our pick. And if this guy did not pick George Kittle, it would have probably been a guaranteed George Kittle there because of the upside in the fourth round for a tight end who will probably be the tight end too when the season comes to a close. And I like having that tight end safety, but in a 10-team league, it's a lot easier to find a good tight end. But the positional advantage in a 10-team league is more important because a guy like George Kittle is going to score so much more points than just the 10th ranked guy in fantasy that it's so important because everyone's running backs and wide receivers are pretty much stacked in a 10-team league. Same with an 8-team league. So now it's our pick. And the running backs are looking pretty good here. But am I wanting to go running back here or looking at the wide receiver value? Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Julian Edelman, Robert Woods, Kenny Golladay. So I like a lot of these wide receivers, but I don't like a lot of these running backs going slightly later. So I'm more willing to go for a running back here. Now, Derrick Henry is someone that a lot of people are on his hype train. They're all up on the Henry hype train, and I ain't about that fucking Henry hype train because that guy, in my opinion, is terrible. The first 10 games of his last season, he looked fucking terrible. You didn't want to start him at all. But then came the magic 5 games at the end of the season, 4 or 5 games at the end of the season where he scored so many points. He probably won you a championship, and you're going to draft Derrick Henry off of 4 weeks. That is idiotic, and in my opinion, I don't want anything to do with Derrick Henry. So we're going to go with a rookie here. A guy that has a lot of opportunities to be great this season. A guy who could end up being put as the running back one on the team and just riding it to the glory on such a great team like the Chicago Bears. Now, David Montgomery is likely going to be put in that Jordan Howard role from last year. But wait, you're thinking to me, oh, Nick, Jordan Howard wasn't that good last year. I know, but guess who David Montgomery is? David Montgomery isn't Jordan Howard. David Montgomery has hands. He can catch the ball. He can grab onto the ball. And you know who couldn't catch onto the ball? Jordan Howard. And now I'm thinking, oh, David Montgomery's going to be so good. Will you draft Tariq Cohen? No, I'm not going to be drafting Tariq Cohen because I think that eventually David Montgomery is going to take away so much of his passing work that it won't even matter for Tariq Cohen to be even worth it in fantasy because he's only getting like 3 touches a fucking game. He's gonna be getting you 15 rush yards, and you need him to catch like 7 passes for him to be useful in fantasy. So he's a complete waste of a pick later in the draft. So we're gonna go with David Montgomery here. After we went David Montgomery, Stefan Diggs went, followed by Julian Edelman, Amari Cooper, Philip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, and now it is our pick. So we're going to go with another wide receiver here because we want to fill out that wide receiver position. Now, if you wanted to go running back here and go for a bench guy, go ahead. But I'm more willing to pull a trigger here and fill out my lineup with a wide receiver that I know I like, and that's Robert Woods on a high-powered LA Rams offense. Now, the Rams are looking to be even better than last year, and you might say, oh, how are they going to get better than last year? Well, maybe not scoring such low points in the goddamn fucking Super Bowl. Maybe that's how you be better. But also, they're going to be looking to pass it more, in my opinion. I think they're going to pass it more because Todd Gurley's hurt. They can't really rely too much on Gurley. Now, I think they're going to play Henderson a lot and rely on Henderson, but if Henderson fucking sucks, then they're going to rely even more on the pass game, and Robert Woods could end up having a fantastic year. He was quite consistent last year. I like him more than Cooks. Now, that's a fucking toss-up. Some people will tell you, oh, I love fucking Brandon Cooks, or I love Robert Woods. Now, I'm more on the Robert Woods side, but I wouldn't mind having either guy in fantasy this season, so we're going to go with Robert Woods here. After we went Robert Woods, A.J. Green came off the board, followed by Calvin Ridley, Kenny Galladay, Chris Carson, Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, Sony Michel, Andrew Lucky Charms, Tyler Lockett, James White, Jarvis Landry, DJ Moore, and now it is our pick. So, Andrew Luck went in the 6th round, so he's the second quarterback selected. Now, you need to know that this is not going to happen, most likely, in your at-home league. In your at-home league, most likely, before the 4th round comes to a close, 4 quarterbacks may have been taken. Luck, Rodgers, Mahomes, and probably Deshaun Watson will all go within the first 4 rounds or 5 rounds. Typically, quarterbacks do like to go early, depending on the skill of your league, so you need to know that. Right now, if this is me in the 6th round and Aaron Rodgers is here, I'm pulling the trigger. But I don't believe he would actually be here in your at-home draft, so I think that's just a waste of a pick to try to throw at a guy who I don't even believe will be there. But a guy who I do believe will be here in the 6th round for my real league will be Tyler Boyd. Now, typically, I like to load up on running backs. Load up on the running backs, get a shit ton of running backs early. But with that being said, I don't really trust Kenyon Drake too much. I think he will end up being the running back one on the team. But all this shit is very confusing. They're saying Kalen Balaj getting these first team snaps, making it quite the confusing situation for me to pull Kenyon Drake right here, pull the trigger on him. So I'd rather just go with a wide receiver that I love in fantasy football this season. That's Tyler Boyd. I think Tyler Boyd is going to truly have his breakout season this year. Now, a lot of people they'll tell you, oh, he broke out last year. No, this is breakout even more because AJ Green's sorry ass is hurt. AJ Green is hurt. He's going to be out like 2-3 weeks, I think. And then he's going to come back. You know what he's going to do? He's going to be tying his fucking shoes and he's going to fucking get turf toe or some bullshit because that guy's injury prone as fuck. So we're going to pretty much be guaranteed that Tyler Boyd is the wide receiver one for more than half the games, I would assume, of this year. He's the wide receiver one on the team. And I think that now with a healthier team, because he had a backup quarterback throwing the ball at some points. Now it's going to be Andy Dalton, my bad. And now a lot of people will tell you, oh, and Andy Dalton's not very good. Yeah, of course he's not very good, but he's a lot better than a backup quarterback. And I think that the team is going to be a lot better since they have a smarter coach this year, not some clown in Marvin Lewis or Marvin Jones. I think I called him Marvin Jones, but his name is Marvin Lewis. But don't be trusting anyone that likes Marvin Lewis. So we're going to get a guy who's with a new coach, a better team in my opinion. So we're going to go with Tyler Boyd here. I wouldn't hate going Mike Williams there, but I think Tyler Boyd is just so much better than them. So after we went Tyler Boyd, Aaron Rodgers was selected, followed by Kenyon Drake, Evan Ingram, Deshaun Watson, Tariq Cohen, and Alshon Jeffrey. Right here, I would also be willing to go with Matt Ryan here or Baker Mayfield, but I really just don't know if they would be here in your draft. But I will go with Baker Mayfield because I really do like him. I also really like Matt Ryan from Matt Ryan's 13 games in the dome. He has 11 straight games, I believe, in a dome, which is fucking crazy. That means the ball ain't going to be spinning weirdly. Nothing real weird is going to happen due to the wind. And Matt Ryan plays great in the fucking dome. We know that. Except for in the Super Bowl, he played terrible. Who knows if that was in a dome? That was just an interesting fact of how he choked, which was pretty funny. But I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield here because I want to get a piece of this Browns offense on my team. Typically, I like Chubb. I don't really like Odell. I don't really like Jarvis Landry all that much, but I do like David Njoku a decent amount. But I do want Baker Mayfield because then you don't have to worry about who's catching the touchdowns. You're just worrying about who's throwing it. We know Baker can sling the ball. We know Baker, if needed, could scramble out of the pocket, get you a few points for that. And I think he's going to be a great quarterback this year in fantasy, so I'm comfortable going Baker Mayfield here. After we went Baker Mayfield, Lamar Miller went, followed by Rashad Penny, O.J. Howard, Darius Geis, Dante Pettis, Hunter Henry, Matt Ryan, Mike Williams, Tevin Coleman, Carson Wentz, Allen Robinson, Robbie Anderson, and now is our pick. So we're going to be going here with another running back because, like I said, it's key to be getting a shit ton of running backs on your team to build depth. So we're going to go with a running back that I talked about before, actually. I kind of talked about him a bit, and that's Darrell Henderson now. Darrell Henderson is trying to be Todd Gurley's replacement. He's going to be Todd Gurley's replacement because Todd Gurley is fucking hurt, and we don't know how well he's going to play this year. We don't know how involved he is in the offense because of this injury. We don't know how many snaps he can play. We don't know anything. But what I do know is they used a pick, above a fourth round pick on Darrell Henderson. I couldn't remember what round he was taken in, but they took their draft capital and invested in a running back because they know deep down that Todd Gurley's injury prone. He's hurt. He's got that fucking arthritis knee. So they're putting all the cards in Darrell Henderson here. And I think that Darrell Henderson is going to have a pretty solid year. Now, if Todd Gurley goes down, he truly hurts his knee, and he's actually out for a bunch of games, then Darrell Henderson's a top 12 running back. Anyone can run behind that Rams team. So pretty confident picking Darrell Henderson here so late in the 8th round. It's pretty much a locked and loaded pick if he falls all the way to the 8th round. I'm picking him 100% of the time. Unless some other great running back was somehow here. So after we went Darrell Henderson, Christian Kirk went followed by Jared Cook, Austin Eckler, Latavius Murray, Drew Brees, and Sterling Shepard, the injured man. So now it's our pick. And I am going to go tight end here because I don't think that Vance McDonald will fall to us in the 10th round. Now, the reason why I like Vance McDonald is because Juju's vacated targets, AB's vacated targets have to go somewhere. He was getting 100-something targets, like 180 targets or some crazy shit, over 150 last year. And now those are vacated. Jesse James is gone at the tight end position, so it's really just the Vance McDonald show. If you combine Vance McDonald and Jesse James, both tight ends for the Steelers last year, combine them, and they would have been a top 5 tight end in fantasy. Now, obviously, you can't combine their stats and make it so that they're one guy, but I think that Vance McDonald is going to see an uptick in targets. He's a big body who can score touchdowns. And I think that his upside is so high that it's just stupid not to pick him in the 9th round here. So after we went Vance McDonald, Larry Fitz was picked, followed by Will Fuller, Miles Sanders, Eric Ebron, Jordan Howard, Kareem Hunt, Sammy Watkins, Royce Freeman, Kyler Murray, Geronimo Allison, N'Keal Harry, Chicago defense, and now it is our pick. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs and 3 wideouts. So we're going to load up on some more running back depth here. So I'm going to go with Ronald Jones here. Now, I know that Ronald Jones isn't the best, but I think that he's going to have to play to the best because I think that the offense is going to be better this year. And I think that there's no way that Peyton Barber could stay as the running back one. And I would just rather target Rojo here because I like him a lot more than so many of these guys here. Now, hopefully my voice doesn't sound absolutely fucked up because my nose is really stuffed right now. But we're already almost done with the video, so I'm not going to fucking stop or some shit. But I do like Ronald Jones a lot here at the back. So we're going to go Ronald Jones. After we went Ronald Jones, D.D. Westbrook came at the board, followed by Marvin Jones, LaShawn McCoy, David Njoku, MVS, and Corey Davis. Now, I forgot to say that the Bears defense you can't be picking the Bears defense this early. Just wait till the end of the draft to pick your defense. That is dumb. So, a lot of the running backs still here I don't really want. So I'll just wait a bit, I guess, and we'll just go with a wide receiver here because we need some more wideouts. We don't need another back. We don't need a backup quarterback. You don't need a fucking backup tight end in a 10-team league. You can just pick those guys up those weeks that they're either you can when week 7 when Baker's on a bye, I'll just fucking drop someone on my bench and pick up a guy that's on the waiver wire. There should be some good talent there. So we're gonna go with a wide receiver here and go with Curtis Samuel here. Now I like Kiki Cootie, but Curtis Samuel is looking to play fucking phenomenal this year. If you've watched if you're a Twitter fiend like I am, you're staring at Twitter, you've seen Cam throw bombs to this guy in training camp. And I think he's going to be a great wide receiver this year. He's going to be the wide receiver 2 behind DJ Moore. And I honestly think that Curtis Samuel could put up similar production to DJ Moore, and he's going in the 11th round, and DJ Moore goes in like the 5th round. So I really like Curtis Samuel this year. If Cam can stay healthy, Curtis Samuel is going to be a great flex start every single week that you're even able to find this late in the draft. So I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel. After we went Curtis Samuel, Damian Harris was picked, followed by Russell Wilson, Cam Newton, LA Rams defense, Jalen Samuels, Jared Goff, Dante Foreman, Emmanuel Sanders, Cortland Sutton, Jerick McKinnon, Austin Hooper, AP. And now it is our pick. So the Rams defense picked early. Don't be picking defenses early. It's kind of dumb. So we're going running back here, and we're reaching a bit because this is about where he'd get picked, and that's Justin Jackson. Now, Justin Jackson is going to be the Chargers' backup. He's a backup. He's a third-string guy, but if Melvin Gordon's out, he moves up that depth chart, and he's going to be getting a shit ton of touches. So if Melvin Gordon holds out 8 games, then you're going to have 8 games of a guy who's going to be a top 24 running back, top 20 running back in fantasy every single week. And then if Melvin Gordon was to get traded, you have that the whole season. And if Melvin Gordon is to hold out 3 weeks, you got it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, however many times he holds out for. Melvin Gordon's an injury-prone motherfucker, so even if he signs, and you just got Justin Jackson held on your bench, you're probably going to get some good games out of Justin Jackson, so I like him here. After when Justin Jackson, Big Ben went, followed by Golden Tate, Jameis Winston, Kiki Cootie, DK Metcalf, Jacksonville Jaguars, and now it's our picks. We're going to go with one more wide out because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs, and 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. So typically you want to finish the draft with more running backs than receivers. That's just the golden rule. But actually, I don't like any of these fucking wide receivers that are back here. So we're just going to go with a running back because I already feel like I have enough running back or wide receiver depth. So we're going to go with one more running back, and that is Matt Breida. Now, Matt Breida, report came out 2 days ago that he's all part of this offense. He's running the ball. He's catching passes, just like I thought he was. I told you guys for the last couple of weeks to draft Matt Breida late because of this upside. He's the latest going out of that team. He goes the latest out of the San Francisco backs, and he has the highest upside. He's a fucking... He gets hurt every game, and then out of nowhere, he just returns and plays the next week and plays pretty fucking good. So I like Matt Breida this late. A guy with a lot of heart. After we selected Matt Breida, TJ Hawkinson went, followed by Phillip Rivers, LA Chargers, Anthony Miller, Dickie Dak Prescott, Peyton Barber, and then a bunch of defenses and kickers. I'll only say real players here because it's just a waste of time if I list off a bunch of kickers and defenses. So now we got to pick our defense. Now the way you're going to do this, you're going to go on Google, right? And while you're on Google, you type in NFL schedule week 1, and then you find a defense that's playing against a shitty offense. And a defense that's playing a shitty offense that I like to target is the Dallas Cowboys. They're playing the Giants week 1, week 2, and week 3. They also have solid matchups. I couldn't rattle those off for you, but I know they're playing the Giants week 1. Eli's going to be throwing picks. Daniel Jones is going to be throwing picks. They're going to be getting sacked. It's a fun time for the Dallas Cowboys off our defense. So we're going to go with the Cowboys here. After we took the Cowboys, a bunch of kickers and defenses have went. Hopefully, now Carlos Hyde went. Now Carlos Hyde may be looking like a good pick because Andy Reid seemed quite fucking pissed off at Damian Williams for being hurt, even though he hurt his hamstring, so he should be fucking sitting on the bench. And I don't know why Andy Reid is so mad, but it's whatever. We're going kicker, and the way you pick a kicker is you just pick the best one available. I don't know anything about kickers, so you're going to have to find some kicker rankings to figure this out. So I just go with the best available. So Mr. Giorgio Travecchio is our pick. After we went Giorgio Travecchio, Deshaun Jackson went, followed by James Washington, the worst player to draft, followed by Tom Brady, Denver Broncos, and Robbie Gould. So thank you guys all for watching the video. But before I say some bullshit about how the video is over, I'm going to list off our roster. Our quarterback is Baker Mayfield. Our 2 running backs are Kamara and Kerryon Johnson. Our 2 wide receivers are Juju Smith-Schuster and Robert Woods. Our tight end is Mr. Vance McDonald. Our flex is David Montgomery. Our kicker and defense. Our kicker is Giorgio Travecchio. Our defense is the Cowboys. Our bench is Tyler Boyd, Darrell Henderson, Ronald Jones, Curtis Samuel, and Justin Jackson, and then Matt Breida. So thank you guys all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Please click the subscribe button down below. If you want to win your league, I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks all throughout the season how to win. So make sure you click that. And then click one of the videos that's on your screen now. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great goddamn day, guys. I'll see you guys in the second video today. Goodbye, guys.